Hi guys, welcome to Friday the 24th. My name's Coach John. I'm here from CrossFit Wanderers just to take you guys through this workout. It's a nice workout for today, 20-minute AMRAP, nice and intense, just focusing on a couple of new little things that you guys haven't done before. There's not too many weights etc. involved, quite a lot of body workout, and the only weight that you'll really need for today is a kettlebell. Okay, so the warm-up for today, we just want you moving for about 3 minutes. That can basically be anything you guys like. You can skip, you can run, you can jog. Hell, I mean, if there's nobody at home, you could probably do a little bit of shadow boxing if you like. Then we've got 2 rounds of some squats into Russian baby makers. We've got some push-ups into downward dogs, scorpion kicks, just stretching out the pec, and then from there we also have a little bit of Sampson lunging. So I'm just going to show those to you right now. Okay, so 2 rounds of all of this, please. So we've got 10 of your squat into your Russian baby maker. So just stretching out your glutes or stretching out your hammies into a little bit of a Russian baby maker, holding onto your toes, pushing those hips up again and coming back down. Okay, try and keep your chest up as much as you can. Really, you should be feeding this in the hip, just trying to talk it out. From there then, we've got to push up into a downward dog. 10 of these, push up, pushing the hips back, stretching again, out the hamstrings, out those Achilles tendons, which we're going to be using later. 10 of those, please. Then we've got, from here, you're moving into your scorpion kicks, just stretching out your pec. So on this movement, try to get your pec out to 90 degrees, your hand out 90 degrees, but then lift it ever so slightly, probably about a foot. So from here on the ground, lifting up about a foot, rolling over, seeing if you can touch your toe onto the floor on the one side, and then we're giving our space onto the other side again, up a foot, and rolling over. Okay, 10 of those. From there into your Sampson lunge. So from here, all the way up, plunging up, swapping over, and all the way up, stretching into your hip flexors. Okay, so once you're done with the warm-up, just a little bit of mobility that we're going to work on for today. I want to try and concentrate on your Achilles tendon, so obviously this loose guy at the end of the foot. Easy way to do that, try and find something you can pull yourself up against, toe up, bend the front knee, almost think about pushing the knee towards your toe or towards the wall. While you're doing that, you're going to try and stretch out that Achilles. Also a couple of rolls, just loosening up the ankles. That'll hopefully help you for the pistol squats that are about to come. Okay, as mentioned earlier guys, workout time. We've got a 20-minute AMRAP for you guys to get through. The name of today's workout is called FaceTime. There are 4 movements. Okay, the rep scheme for today, as you guys will see, just underneath this post, is an odd rep scheme. If you guys are doing things like pistol squats, etc., you might want to change it to an even rep scheme. So start on 6, maybe finish on 12, instead of doing the 5, 7, 9, and 11. That's underneath. Okay, so we've got 4 movements we want to concentrate on. 1, the reverse burpee. Guys did those yesterday. Okay, so I'm just going to reintroduce that to you, show you a little bit of the performance care related to it. Then we've got our kettlebell swing. Be a little bit more specific about that today. Then we've got some push-ups, and then the last one for today, a pistol squat or an air squat. Okay, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Okay, reverse burpees. Reverse burpee here, the trick is to try and minimize the distance between the hips and the heels. Okay, so if I'm rolling back, I want to try, as I roll forward, keep my hips and my hips and my heels engaged as much as possible. So roll back, and as I roll forward, I can generate a little bit of pace to stand up. If you struggle with that, you can cross your feet. So I'm going to do this from the other angle, crossing my legs. I'll roll back. This just helps me to get all the way up. The problem with that, if you feel any kind of pain on the outside of the leg, that ACL, that's essentially from that kind of spring position as you start loading up. If you feel that and you can't do the normal reverse burpees, then just go back to the normal burpee. Chest hips to the floor, stand up and extend. Okay, so after getting through your 5 reverse burpees or burpees, whichever one you feel more comfortable with, we're moving on to then 7 of our kettlebell swings. Kettlebell swings for today, guys, there's a couple of major areas that go wrong with kettlebell swings. I'm going to demonstrate both of them, or 2 major ones. One is the squat method. So you guys know the squat method, getting too much into flexion of the knee, getting almost too much into a squat. The other one would be too much of a deadlift method. So not enough flexion of the knee, basically too much flexion of the hip. Okay, those are the 2 major things. Another thing that we tend to see now is a neutral spine position. So maybe people are getting the hips right, but when they swing down, they're keeping their head up, which means they're hyperextending into their spine as they're busy swinging through. Okay, so what we want from you for today, 2 things I want you to try to concentrate on. 1, find a little marker about 5 to 6 meters out in front of you. Keep your eyes on that the whole time. So if I'm swinging, got my eyes on my marker, swing up, still got my eyes on my marker. I haven't extended too badly into my spine. The second one, keep your arms nice and loose. Okay, so there's a strong arm position. As you come through with the hips, you tend to pull quite aggressively on the arms. Leave those arms loose, let the hips do the work. As they come up, Arms should be loose all the way up top. Okay, so now that we've completed our 5 reverse lunge or reverse burpees into our 7 kettlebell swings, then we're moving on to 9 push-ups. The push-ups for today, guys, all I want you to think about doing, if this is my forefinger extension, my forefinger, try to keep those forefingers outside of 90 degrees. Okay, so they might be pointing a little bit out, keeping my lats engaged and my elbows down. What I don't want them doing is twisting inside of their 90 degrees and our elbows starting to flare. Okay, so just that, think about your fingers the whole time. Obviously the top of the finger and my knuckle in line with my shoulder. So we've done our 5 reverse burpees, okay, into our 7 kettlebell swings, into our 9 push-ups. We're now on to 11 of our air squats or our pistol squats. As I mentioned right at the beginning, you're welcome to change that rep scheme around. If you're one of those A-type OCD people, want to work in even numbers, that's cool. Okay, so a pistol squat. I'm going to first start out on the air squat. Obviously air squat, normal positioning, just crease of the hips below the knees, standing all the way up tall. Pistol squat, if you want to get through that, you've got ways to obviously scale it around. Let me see if I can actually do one here. Okay, so pistol squat, down and up. Obviously that's 11, working through 6 on the one side, 5 on the other. If you want to scale that up slightly or scale it down, just lift up the heel placement. So I mean, this is quite aggressive, but you guys will get the gist of it. Stick your foot on there, same thing, out in front, hoop, hoop, and we're squatting down and coming back up. Okay, play around a little bit with that. What you can also do is essentially give yourself something that'll just take a little bit of weight off it, so I could get my foot down, still go into my pistol squat, but use whatever it is just to pull myself back up if you particularly want to work on that pistol squat. Otherwise, air squats are perfect as well. Okay, so we're done with the warm-up, done with the workout. From there, guys, once you're done with that, I'd like you to get into a little bit of a finisher. It's a little bit of additional work that we need you to do. So we're looking at 3 rounds of 30 seconds of dips, and then 30 seconds of a wall hold, which we'll show you now. Those 30 seconds, guys, don't have to be 30 seconds. Give yourself maybe 20 seconds or whatever it is, but give yourself a little bit of time to get set up into that position, and then put yourself on the clock for that remainder of the time. So we've got some dips. I've got some chairs over here that I'm going to be using. Okay, the dips, what I like to do is try and keep my feet almost behind me, so I like to stagger them a little bit, get my chest all nice and puffed up, keep my elbows tucked behind me, so that when I'm dipping you won't be able to see my elbows. Okay, the wrong way to do this would be to start flaring out. Okay, so from here, keep them nice and tight. I can keep my feet on the floor, that's all good, just toes down, give myself exactly what I need, or I can obviously lift them up from there, dipping up and down. Okay, just working on the triceps. 20 to 30 seconds, perfect, lots of time for this. Okay, the last little bit, so once you've done your 20 to 30 seconds of your dips, wrapping those out, then we've got just some wall holds that we want you to do. Essentially, this is again working on the core, working on the shoulders. You're going to start in a push-up position, keeping your hips nice and tight, so we're not going to pike too much. Okay, from here, hips nice and tight, walk yourself up, straight line, walk your hands and your feet same time. If that's where I need to get to, that's comfortable. Then all I'm going to do is push my chest through and hold. Okay, same thing there. Count yourself out. If it takes you 10 seconds to get into that position, hold it for another 20.